Greetings, mighty companions. Anna Kujawa here, and we are doing A Course in Miracles like we always do on Mondays. This is Miracle Mondays, and with all of my sessions, we start with an opening meditation, so that is what we're going to do for about 5 to 7 minutes. We are going to quiet our minds and open our minds that we might be open, that we might open our minds. So, go ahead and close your eyes. If you are not driving a car or operating heavy machinery, close your eyes, take a breath, and this is our time to retire from the world for a few minutes that we might seek reality instead. So close your eyes and take a breath and breathe. This is our time to let the world go, to leave the world behind for a few moments that we might seek reality instead. So breathe, take a breath. This is our time to retire from the world that we might seek reality instead. And the way we do that is we let the past go, we let the future go, and we allow our minds to come to rest in the present moment, right here, right now, where you are. And breathe. What does right now feel like? Instruct your mind. It is safe to come back home, to rest in the right now. Instructing your mind, it is safe to relax right now. There's nowhere else I need to be. There's nothing else I need to do. All I need is here right now, where I am, in quiet and in peace. Let me rest my mind now and breathe. Can you bring your mind out of the past and out of the future to rest in the now? And just breathe. This is our time to allow our minds to actually rest in the present moment. No regret around the past, no anticipating or planning for the future, just resting now, trusting that everything is here, right now, available, waiting for us. And here is the present moment healing prayer that A Course in Miracles gives us, where you can allow yourself to receive the healing that is available to you right now. And that prayer goes like this: this holy instant would I give to you, Spirit, be you in charge. I give you this present moment, Spirit. Be you in charge of this present moment, Spirit. Because I am certain that your direction, that your guidance, Spirit, will bring me peace. I give you this present moment, this precious moment, Spirit. Be you in charge of this moment now for me. Because I know that your guidance for me right now will bring me the peace and the healing that I seek. Be you in charge, Spirit. Be you in charge right now, Spirit. Truth and peace for me right now, Spirit, because I trust you, Spirit. And then listen and open and trust and feel. See if you can feel the presence of Spirit that loves you, that's ready to offer you what you desire in your heart of hearts. Spirit is always here for you, but where are you? Can you feel the unconditional love that surrounds you always? The unconditional love you come from. Can you feel it? Would you like to? Notice what you feel when you close close your eyes and you bring your mind into the present moment. Notice what you feel when you ask Spirit to be in charge and to guide your mind. What does the Spirit and the love that surrounds you feel like? This is what healing feels like. And you are entitled to healing. You deserve healing. You deserve peace. You deserve love. That's a fact. Are you willing to experience the truth of your being, that you are entitled to love, unconditional love? Are you willing? And if so, say yes. Just take a breath and bring your awareness back to the room and back to your body. Take a breath, yawn and stretch. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Wonderful. Okay. All right. Was anybody actually able to feel that love surrounding them? All right. How's it feel? Okay. Not bad for a Monday night, eh? All right. Oh, that's great. You can turn it down a little bit, thank you. All right. Welcome you guys on Facebook. Hi, Les. Les says I'm entitled to healing. Yes, you do, Les. I know you do. Welcome, Cindy. Good to see you. And awesome. Wonderful. Okay. First of all, thank you guys for bringing your bodies out to the Miracle Center on a cold January night when you could have stayed home in your pajamas, under your covers, and watched this. So I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate that you brought your bodies out here on a winter night. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you guys watching on Facebook. I so appreciate it. Hi, Jonas. When you bring your energy and your awareness to this healing circle. Whenever we join our minds for the purpose of hearing these healing, loving ideas, we are co-creating a healing circle. And healing circles have the most amazing qualities to them. Whenever a healing circle is created, what happens is healing radiates out from that circle. And we are the beings that create a circle. Whenever we join in purpose for allowing loving ideas into our consciousness, we create a circle that radiates healing out to who? To those who need it. When we join on a healing purpose, healing energy goes out to those who need it. Those who need it send out a call for love, a call for healing. And the universe that is love, whose purpose is that we all be awake and healed, that the universe goes, oh, look, Here's the healing energy going out. Here's those who need it. And literally it makes those connections. That's what a loving universe does. And so the loving energy that goes out from our healing circle is now going to those who need it. So good job. The universe thanks you. I thank you. So just know that you are doing something loving and helpful for the world. Okay? That's the way it works, according to A Course in Miracles. That's what I learned from A Course in Miracles. Okay? When it says, when I am healed, I am not healed alone. When I am healed, I am not healed alone. That's a fact. So when you allow healing for yourself, you are not being healed. There are people all around the world who really need it, who don't know they are loved, who don't feel safe, they don't feel loved. Those are the beings that when you allow healing for yourself, they receive it with you. That is the way the universe works. This is a loving universe. Why? Because the creator of the universe is loving. The creator of the universe is love itself. And so everything that comes from that loving creator is loving. It's all for love. It's all for healing. And that's why when we accept healing, we are not healed alone. You know, and being a good codependent person that I am, that really helped me it really motivated me to accept healing for myself. I'm a codependent person, which means like, oh, well, if it benefits them, then I'll accept healing for myself. Okay. Any other good codependents in the room? Okay. So, if it'll help them, I'll allow it for myself. So once I learned that that's the way healing worked, it really motivated me to allow healing for myself. Now, what does it mean to allow healing for yourself? It means you allow yourself to hear loving ideas about yourself without repelling, without rebelling. Okay. For me, it had been difficult to hear loving things about myself. I don't know if you can relate to that. But in my past, when people would say loving things to me, I'd be like, oh, well, you don't really know me. You know, or, oh, you must be drunk. Or you must want something. Or like, oh, obviously you're blind. Whatever. It was difficult for me to receive love. When somebody would say something loving, or when they would give love, I would think, well, you obviously don't know anything. You must not know me, or you must not know the truth. And so I would deflect it because I didn't believe that was truth about me. The Course in Miracles knew that I was like that, and so it said, listen, only as you accept love for yourself can you give it. And I was like, oh, well, I want to be a helpful person. I want to be a loving person, so okay. So Spirit knew exactly how to give it to me or teach it to me in such a way that I would accept it. The truth and Spirit works with you. It takes whatever you have learned and it uses that to teach you that you don't know anything. So it takes what you think you know, and then it uses what you think you know to teach you that you don't know anything. And that's in your own best interest. So that's how the truth is sneaky. It's a little tricky, a little sneaky like that, okay, but in a loving way. All right, so now we are going to hear some loving things about ourselves. So warning, disclaimer. You are about to hear some things about yourself you will not believe. You do not believe. You are about to hear some things about others that you do not believe, will not believe, and will find hard to believe. And even me, who have been studying and teaching this for over 30 years, still am challenged about believing this about myself and about other people. So let me tell you something. It's okay. You do not believe it. You will not believe it. Why? Because it is so loving. It is such a profoundly loving, releasing from guilt information that you won't believe it. You cannot believe it in the next section that I almost did tonight. I almost did the next section where it says, you cannot believe how you are. You can't. He didn't say you don't believe. He said you cannot. He said you do not know how loved you are, and you cannot understand it. So, because it is so far beyond what you have ever learned about yourself that you just can't believe it. But just hearing it and being, okay, well, I don't believe it, but I'm willing to listen. Okay, that's a lot. That's all that it takes. If you are willing to listen to something that is so loving about you that you can't even believe it, if you're even willing to, okay, if you say so, then you still receive a profound benefit. You still receive healing. Even if you say, I don't believe it, but I'm willing, you receive a healing. You move forward. You evolve forward toward being able to actually accept the truth about yourself. And the truth about yourself is that you are more loved than you can conceive of. And that is true. It is more love than we can ever conceive of. Okay? But even though we can't conceive of it and we don't accept it and we can't accept it, it still helps us. It's still every time we allow ourselves to even hear about it. And that's what it's like miracles. The Course in Miracles, you get the benefit from it not because you believe it and accept what it's saying, but you go, all right, if you say so. That is one of the miracles of A Course in Miracles. You get the healing from your willingness to listen to something loving, even when you don't believe it. Okay, so are you guys willing to hear something you don't believe about yourself? Okay, you willing? Okay. Is it okay that it says something about you and others that you don't believe and don't accept? Okay. All right. Great. Okay, well then we can have a great time and maybe even some miracles. So, this section, this is chapter 14, section 5. I think it's the same chapter and section in both books, the Annotated Edition and the blue covered edition, which I call the Edited Edition. Okay? So you guys have the blue covered edition. Go to chapter 14, section 5, and tell me what the title is. Okay? I'm not sure that's it. What about 6? That's the annotated. In the annotated, so what about 6? What about what about section 6 in chapter 14? What's that?
Communication. Is 6. How does it start?
Okay, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. So, because I looked it up.
When you accept a brother.
I'm gonna find
That's
it.
4.
Okay, so here's where it. Well, yes.
Your function in the atonement.
Okay. Huh. Where is it? I thought I had
14:4.
maybe 14. What's 14:4?
Your function in the
I think that's it. What's the first line?
When you accept the brother's guiltlessness.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
See, teamwork.
See? Okay. All right. So, I'm sorry, what section is it in the blue covered edition?
14:4.
14:4. So in the blue covered edition, it's 14:4, and what's the title?
Your function in the atonement.
Your function in the atonement. Okay, great. So that's the blue covered edition. If you have the annotated edition, it's 14:5, and the title in the annotated edition is called "Loving in a Loveless Place." Now, does that sound like a country song? I've never heard one. Loving in a loveless place. Now, loving doesn't it? Blues, country, western, yeah, it's just like, yeah. Okay, so the blue edition is your function in the atonement.
Yes.
Okay. And then this title is Loving in a Loveless Place. So I'm going to put them together. Your function in the healing plan of mankind is learning how to love in a loveless place. Okay? Okay. I don't know if you've noticed about this place that we live in, but it seems to be a loveless place. Have you noticed? It doesn't seem like this world's laws of love, does it? It seems like the laws that rule this place is what? Death and taxes. Get it? And those who get the most before they die win. Right? It doesn't seem like the laws of this place are the laws of love. It seems like it's the laws of something else. Like the laws of competition and the laws of death and the laws of taxes and all that. And so we are in a place, I don't know if you've noticed, where sometimes it seems like it's hard to love. How am I supposed to love that? How am I supposed to love that person? How am I supposed to love them? How am I supposed to love myself? How do you expect me to love that? Come on. How am I supposed to love myself even still? It seems like that is the hardest thing to do here. Am I right? Okay? We hear in the Course that it's all about forgiveness. It's all about love. Good until you start to actually try to protect, especially with the people closest to you. Especially with the people who seem to run this place. I'm supposed to love them. I'm not supposed to love them, right? So your function as a healer in mankind, with mankind, according to this, is learning how to love in a loveless place. A place that don't seem to be run by love at all. Seems like this place is run by fear. Seems like this place is run by hate. And in our relationships too, you know, even though they're supposed to be for love, you know, they don't seem to be ruled by love either. But yet I'm supposed to be loving, even in that relationship, and they're loving to me. Okay, all right. So remember, we're hearing about things that we don't believe and cannot do. And that's all right. Our willingness is what enables us to do it and also to receive it and benefit by it. All right. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to read for a paragraph or so, and then I'm going to open it for questions. Now, and I appreciate your questions and your comments. Loving in a Loveless Place. That's the title of mine, the Annotated Edition. It says, when you accept another's or a brother's guiltlessness, you will see atonement in them. Okay, so I'm going to say that again in plain language. When you accept another's guiltlessness, you will see healing in them. You will experience healing through them. Okay, so how is it that I experience healing? How is it that I experience healing? The healing I need, body, mind, and spirit. When you accept another person's guiltlessness. Wow. Okay. What'd you say?
All of it?
All of it. All of it?
Yeah.
All of it. Okay, so what? Just the first line is like, I don't like this book. I'm about to fall asleep. When you accept another person's guiltlessness. So what does that mean? Okay, wait a minute. I will see my healing. I will see my healing. I accept guiltlessness in another person. So like, okay, even though I don't like that person, and they irritate me, and they're annoying, and I find a lot of things to judge in that person, and what's wrong with them anyway? And in that person, I accept that they are guiltless. I accept that there's no guilt in them. There's no sin in them. They are not guilty. They have not sinned. There is no guilt in them. They have not sinned. There is no sin. Even if I see that in them, even if I want to see guilt and sin in them. And notice how it says, when I accept their guilt. So in other words, when I say, even though I don't believe it and cannot see it at this moment, I accept that the truth about them is that they are guiltless and there's no sin in them, even if I can't see it, and even if I don't believe it, even if I don't want that to be true. But I accept that. Okay, because why? You know, because something wiser than me said that that was true. Okay? When you are willing to accept that someone else is guiltless and sinless, even though your ego really wants to see them as guilty, and you say, I'm willing to accept that, then you will experience healing through them. Now you'll experience through them. Now the experience you have with them will be healing, empowering. Okay, that's the first sentence. All right. Aren't you glad we talked about that you don't have to believe or accept this at all? This curriculum, healing through this curriculum does not come from believing or understanding what you're hearing. Okay, it comes from, okay, if you say so, I'll try it. And then, boom, whoa, what just happened? I just said I was willing, even though I didn't see their guiltlessness, and then the next thing I knew, the healing that I needed happened. You know, the healing I had been trying to go for years, and nothing ever worked. And all I did was say, I'm willing to see that person as guiltless. The next thing I knew, I had my financial miracle, I had a relationship miracle. Okay, how does that work? Okay, that's how. All right, then it says, because by proclaiming guiltlessness in them, make guiltlessness yours, and you will see what you sought. Okay? So, according to A Course in Miracles, which is very different than anything you've probably heard before, according to A Course in Miracles, healing comes from the release from guilt. Okay? Course in Miracles goes, you're sick with guilt. You're suffering from guilt. You broke because of guilt. You're angry because of guilt. You're suffering because of guilt. You're sick because of guilt. Okay? What's wrong with you? You feel guilty. Why? Because you learned you were guilty. Okay? What did we learn when we were kids? Something's wrong with you. What is wrong with you? If you were different, I'd be happy. What did we learn as kids? We didn't learn, you're perfect. You're perfectly guiltless. There ain't no sin in you. You're perfect. You're perfect as you are. No worries. You're totally innocent. Don't you worry. That's not what we learned, right?
What doctrine teaches that?
What doctrine teaches guiltlessness? Anyone? What
Catholicism.
teaches guiltlessness? Oh. After class, tell me about your version of Catholicism.
I think it's after you go to confession.
Maybe. Okay. My experience of the religions of our planet is sin. You're born in sin. You're always sinning, and you need to do a set of rules in order to be absolved of sin. Maybe. All right. So, in the Course in Miracles says something very radical, and it says that really sin is our problem. That we see sin within ourselves, we experience guilt. And what is guilt? Guilt is this like, I did something that makes me unlovable. And look, what they did, they unlovable. Okay? That's what guilt is. I've done something. Something has happened that has made me unlovable. Has made me an abomination in the sight of God, the sight of love. And now I need to atone. Now I need to fix myself. I need to modify myself. I need to like change what I've become in order to be lovable again. You know, and some of our religions tell us that we were born in sin. Yikes. You know, so what are you trying to get back to there? And A Course in Miracles is very radical in saying that that was a mistake. That belief was just a belief and it was a mistake. And you can't be having the belief that you are guilty and still be happy and still be loving. You can't feel guilty and still be loving and still be happy and still be healthy. Guilt and happiness are antithetical. And so A Course in Miracles is very radical in saying that guilt is the problem and forgiveness and guiltlessness is the answer. All right. And it's very radical in saying, so in the Course in Miracles knows that we're completely codependent. The Course in Miracles knows that in order to see yourself as guiltless, that you're going to have to see other people as guiltless. That's the only way. You know, we're connected, because we're all connected, only as I give that to you, I experience that myself. Of course, as giving and receiving are the same. And so it says giving and receiving is the same, but in this world, the giving comes first in time. Okay? So in other words, the only way to have that peace, to have that love, to have that healing that comes from an experience of innocence and guiltlessness is you're going to have to see it in somebody else first. So it's saying that when you accept someone else's guiltlessness, even if you don't believe it, that's when you are able to even maybe believe that you are guiltless and innocent yourself. Now, to say I am guiltless is not saying I've never made any mistakes. To say I'm guiltless is like, yeah, I've made mistakes. I made them all. Every one of them. And only my denial would be like, well, I would never do that. Okay? Only if you're in total denial would you ever go, I've never had a murderous thought, or I would never do that, or I never thought about that. To say you're guiltless is not to say you've never made mistakes. Yes, you've been mistaken, but that doesn't change your inherent reality as you were created by your Creator. Just because I've made this mistake and that mistake and every mistake, and I'm gonna still make all those mistakes, even after hearing this, it doesn't change the way we were created by our Creator. That's something that A Course in Miracles teaches that is very radical. The Course in Miracles says that our Creator created us to be the way our Creator wanted us to be. And there's no changing that. There's no evil force that can come in and go, well, now you're evil. Now you're bad. Now you're limited. Okay? The way that we were created by our Creator, that's the way we remain, period. And the way that our Creator created us, according to Course in Miracles, is guiltless, sinless. Now, we're obviously able to dream a dream where we could make ourselves guilty, full of sin, but that's just what we made up. We are free to believe. We have all the power to believe. We want to believe. Why? Because of free will. Our Creator created us with the power to create, just like our Creator did, which means our Creator created us with the power to believe what you want. That's free will. So we have the power to believe and to perceive whatever we want, even if it's not true. Okay? And the Course in Miracles says our Creator created us guiltless. In other words, nothing can change us from the beautiful, perfect, lovable, loving, soul that we are created to be. Nothing can change that. You dream a dream that you can become an unloving, guilty sinner. You can dream that dream and believe it and see it and experience it, but that's all it will ever be, just a dream. So when you see another person as guilty, you're dreaming a dream, and same thing for yourself. But if you want to experience yourself as you were actually created by your Creator, the way to do that is to give your willingness to see other people as guiltless. Wow. Now, we don't know how to see other people as guiltless. Okay? Right, at all. That's the hardest thing of all, especially the closer you are to them. The closer you are in relationship to people, the more difficult it is to see them as perfectly innocent, perfectly guiltless, even though they just said that very mean thing about me, and they just ran off with you. It's very difficult to see people that we are close with as guiltless. Okay? But it is the only way to see ourselves that way. And what is it? It's our job as healers of mankind. It's our job in the healing of mankind.
The closer you are, the harder they fall.
That's right. Exactly. And luckily, I don't have to know how to do that. I just say, well, I'm willing to see him list. And you can scoff. All you have to do is say, I'm willing. I don't know, but I am willing. Okay? The Course in Miracles says you don't have to know how to see other people as not their place. You don't have to know how to see them as totally innocent and perfect. All you have to do is say, I'm willing. I'm willing. Okay, great. Then Spirit comes in and goes, great, awesome. Now you have an open mind. I will teach you. I will teach you how to see their perfection, their innocence, even though you can't see it right now. And that's the best thing you can ever learn to do, because that's the thing you need the most for yourself. Because what's missing for ourselves, the thing that's missing for ourselves is when I make mistakes, I do dumb stuff, I do mean things, I have mean thoughts. The most difficult thing is for me to look at myself and go, that's just a... You just, you're innocent, you don't know what you're doing. You don't see yourself correctly, you don't know what you're doing. You're innocent, you're just learning. That's very difficult. And we're suffering because we don't see ourselves, because we don't see ourselves as innocent despite our mistakes. We do mistakes and we judge ourselves. And we attack ourselves. We make mistakes and we punish ourselves. When really we could have made the mistake, which was just saying fear over love. We could have made the mistake and go, oh, look at that. I made a mistake. That was a call for love. Look at I don't know anything. And received a miracle, received a blessing, received correction. We could have done that. But no, when we make a mistake and we give fear and attack and anger and love, then we oh, I'm a terrible person. Oh, I'm a bad person. Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person. What's wrong with me? And then we punish ourselves. We invite punishment from the world, and then suffer, and then the suffering just goes on down the line. Where we could have been oh, call for love. Look at me, still learning. Obviously, I don't know anything. Call for love. Hey, Spirit, what's the loving correction for that? And had miracle on down the line. So we're learning. We have to learn how to release ourselves from guilt in order to have the correction and have the healing that we deserve and that we are entitled to. All right. And this is how to love in a loveless place. And by the way, one of those loveless places is in our own minds. Okay? Yeah, the world seems like a loveless place. Yeah, you know why? Because this is a loveless place. What do you do when you've made a mistake in your perception? Are you like, call for love? Oh, poor dear. She just wasn't loving herself. She needs some love. What do you do in your own mind when you do something that you think was wrong? Are you loving? Yeah, we're like, you know, we beat ourselves up. Okay, our minds are the loveless place that we need to learn how to be loving. You know, you're in a loveless place. How are you going to get out? What's the answer? You're in a loveless relationship. You have a loveless mind. You're in a loveless world. You want something new and different. How are you going to get out? You're going to have to learn how to love in a loveless place. That's the only way to change it. It's the only way to get out. Okay. All right. Questions or comments before we go on?
You're gonna have to learn a country western.
Oh, you're going to have to learn a country western song. And, I mean, really, that just begs a country western song. I'm learning how to love in a loveless place. Starting in my own mind space. Mm-hmm. Yes, Matt.
I just wanted to comment that it doesn't say anything here about time.
Not yet.
When you accept a brother's guiltlessness.
Yes.
So I'm referring to since he's not about time, it means that even if I can just do that for
A second.
it's worthwhile.
Right, absolutely. Remember, the Course in Miracles talks about the holy instant. It doesn't say the holy minute, the holy 5 minutes, the holy half an hour. It says the holy instant, because it knows that that's all we can do. And that is really all it takes. Because in an instant is what it takes to make a decision. And you may notice, all it takes is an instant to make a decision. That's how fast our decisions are made, in an instant.
When you're looking at them through love, time doesn't exist.
That's
because you're
exactly
looking at
right.
Eternity.
That's exactly right. When we're talking about love, that's something that doesn't have a time limit. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay? All right. It says, you will not see the symbols of their guiltlessness shining within them while you still believe that their guiltlessness is not there. Okay? So if you want to see a love shining in them for you or whatever, then you have to believe that it's there. So I believe that even though I see them as a guilty, no good dog, I still believe it's there. Because why? Because Course in Miracles taught me that whatever is created by God, it was created by God, which means its essence is guiltless. Okay, all right. So while you don't believe it's there, you're not going to see it there. When you decide, okay, I guess it's there because I heard it was there, then you will see shining in them. You will see something shining in them that blows your mind. You'll be like, whoa. I saw one thing in them before, but now what I saw in them is blowing my mind. It says, their guiltlessness is your healing. Their guiltlessness is your healing, your resurrection. Right, okay. Do you need some resurrection? Do you need some healing? Do you need some healing in some area of your life? Do you need some healing physically? Do you need some healing relative to relationships? Do you need some healing in your heart? Do you need some healing in your mind? Okay? That healing that you need for your life, whether it's financial, emotional, psychological, physical, your healing comes from seeing them correctly. Comes from seeing them with love. Lovingly. And how is the most loving way you can see another person? Is to go, they are guiltless. They are innocent. They don't know what they're doing any more than I know what I'm doing. Now, if they had learned better, they would have done better, just like me. It's the same thing as saying they're guiltless, they're innocent. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know who they are, just like I don't. You know, they didn't receive love, and that's why they're not given love. That's the same thing as saying they are guiltless. And when you see someone as innocent, guiltless, then you get your healing. You know, I don't get my healing because I'm like, I need healing. I'm going to get myself some healing. I'm going to go to this healer, I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to get this healer, and I'm going to take this supplement, and I'm going to go to da-da-da. I'm going to get me some healing. That is not how it happens according to this particular healing curriculum. Healing comes when you offer love in a loveless place. When you offer love to someone who doesn't know they are loved. Healing comes when you give it, not when you take it for yourself, according to this healing curriculum. Wow. So, I mean, that really speaks to me. Like so many times, I'm going for my healing for me. I'm going to get me some healing. Okay, I'm gonna do this for me, and I'm gonna read this book for me, and I'm gonna take this medicine for me. I'm gonna go to this spa for me. Of course, Miracle says, save yourself some time and money, and see somebody else as loving and lovable, even when they don't see themselves that way. Okay, give to others what you need for yourself. Give them what you need. That's how you get to have it. All right. Okay. You know how much time and money that can save us? And the Course in Miracles says, because your brothers and sisters are all around you, that you have no shortage of opportunities for allowing healing for yourself. Because you're surrounded by your brothers and sisters. Okay. So, yes,
What about the people in your life who see the guilt in you?
Great question. Yes, right.
Like I can look at them and see their guiltlessness if I remind myself to, be willing to accept that.
Yes.
But what about those people who are just so harsh?
Yes. Who see you as guilty.
Yeah.
Yes, and want to condemn you or have, yes. Those are the ones that are your appointed healers. Those are the ones who've been specifically appointed for you to go, I want to see the guiltlessness in them. Help me, Holy Spirit. Okay. So that's who they are, according to A Course in Miracles. Okay. Yes.
We nicknamed them the auditors.
Yes, we nicknamed them last night the auditors. Yes, they're the ones who show up and go, oh, so you have A Course in Miracles, you're all about forgiveness and love. Awesome. Let's do a little test. How about me? You're like, next. We call them the auditors. You know, you think you're all about love, joy, and peace and healing, and then here comes so-and-so. And they're like, and then they're judging you. You know, and there's your test to see if you are really taking your place among the healers of the world. Okay? They're going to put you to the test, a little pop quiz.
So what's the proper response?
To someone who's like, you, I'm going to sue you. Yeah, when someone walks up to you and they're like, I got a list of your sins and your mistakes, and I'm going to sue you, or whatever. What's the proper response?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The proper response goes something like this. I've learned from A Course in Miracles. Yeah. Okay. The proper response, according to The Course in Miracles, is to say, Spirit, I have no idea how to see this person as guiltless or innocent. I don't, but help me. I am willing. I know that's my only salvation here. Help me. Please, how to forgive this person. I do not know how to forgive this person at all. I do not see this person as guiltless.
Show me another way to look at it.
Yeah, show me another way to look at this.
So like, yeah, instead of reacting to them or being affected
Yes.
by them, do what you just said.
Yes, exactly. You will have already been affected by them. You'll notice like the stab of anger, the twinge of guilt, the desire to attack. You've already been affected. So don't. So it's not about how to not be affected. It's what happens after you are so affected that you want to strangle them. And you're like, oh, I'm such a bad Course in Miracles. I really want to strangle this person. The correct response is to ask for help. The Course in Miracles says that your higher self knows you don't know how to. It knows you don't know how to see other people as guiltless, including yourself. It says, so your job is your only job is to create the conditions in which that learning can happen of itself. What learning? The learning called forgiveness. When you are willing to see the guiltlessness in another human being, that's what A Course in Miracles calls the practice of forgiveness. So Spirit knows you don't know how to forgive, but you can provide the conditions for learning. And that goes, I am willing to see them guiltless. I'm willing to forgive this person. Please show me how to do it, Spirit. So that's...
Yeah, so the quicker that you can get to that
Yes.
state of thought that you just
Of willingness.
described, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
without being so affected emotionally, then you're, that's a measure of how much advancement you've made in studying the Course in Miracles.
That is, to me, the measure of how fast you can be brought back to peace and abundance and fun and joy. How fast you can come back from the hell of anger. When you are, I'm offended. Oh, what you did to me. That hurts. That hurts. That's hell. That's what the Course in Miracles says, that anger and guilt is hell. It hurts. Not only does it not feel good, but it really does mess your body up. And it messes your mind up. And so the faster you can get past, it's not asking you to not be affected. It's just saying the faster you can get to I'm willing, what am I supposed to do? What is my workbook lesson? Okay, I'll say it even though I don't believe it. That's how fast you get back to, wow, I feel really good. Look, my bank account just got boosted. Oh, look, that condition in my body went away. That's how fast you get to your healing, okay? Healing is peace where you have not been feeling peace, whether you've been not feeling peaceful financially, emotionally, psychologically, physically. That's what healing is about. It's not just like, I have a backache and now I don't. Okay? It's any place you're not experiencing peace, anywhere you're scared, and then the next thing you know, you're feeling pretty good. Okay? And this is telling us the remedy, the real remedy, the real healing formula, the ultimate healing formula, whatever illness we're talking about, body, mind, or spirit, and that is forgiveness. Forgiveness, guiltlessness.
I'm having such a hard time with what's happening on the planet
Thank you.
and what's happening in our cabinet.
Okay, so are you saying you're having trouble seeing guiltlessness
Absolutely.
in our government?
I
Okay.
see countries burning.
Yeah, yes,
I see people
the planet burning up.
burning, liar, planet's on fire.
Yeah,
I can't see
guiltlessness.
the forest, the trees, because I'm so sad and I don't my opinion.
I have the same struggle,
Me too.
profoundly. I see that there are some people who seem to rule the planet who care more about money than the planet. And the planet is burning up. Okay. And why? Because some people care more about money than they do about the planet. Okay, not to mention all of us on the planet. Okay, I too find it very difficult to see their guiltlessness. Okay, and so, you know, like I said, this is about us going, Spirit, help me. See, I am willing to see only guiltlessness. Look at those people who seem to be making those decisions for money that are making the planet burn up. Okay, so I don't know how that all works according to A Course in Miracles. I just have to be willing to say, to see, I'm willing to acknowledge the guiltlessness of all the beings that God created that came from Source. And I don't know how, I don't understand that. And even though I can't see it, I am willing to see that all that has life is guiltless. I'm willing. Okay? That's what is forgiveness. It's not, I forgive you for what you did to me, but I'll never forget. Forgiveness means I am willing to see the fact. I'm willing to see the reality of that which God created. I'm willing to see that whatever love created, whatever has life from love and is guiltless at its core, I'm willing. Okay? That's it's not saying, you know, I need to like be able to see those, you know, MFers, you know, who are like for greed as guiltless. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good, and I'm mad.
Yeah, right.
So I'm okay with being mad.
Being mad doesn't feel good. Exactly. This is a Course in Miracles. Okay. So a miracle goes like this. I don't see how they could be guiltless, for real. They are destroying the planet for their own greed? Come on. You know, how that? But I'm willing, and I'm going to ask Spirit to teach me how to forgive and how to see guiltlessness. And then the next thing you know, you're feeling good, empowered, and the planet is getting healthier. And the planet is, you know, becoming happier and healthier and stronger. That's a miracle. A miracle is something like, I don't know how that happened, but it did, right? That's a miracle, right? A miracle is that defies the laws of space and time as you know them. Okay.
So, the Course doesn't say to not feel what you're feeling.
Yes.
Going back to what you were talking about earlier, you're going to feel it.
Yes.
You're going
You're gonna react.
You're going to feel the
Yes.
reaction.
The effects.
You're going to feel the effects. But also remember that he's teaching at two different levels. And telling us to see our brother as guiltless, that can be very hard to do. The phrase that I've just recently heard that I found very helpful in this regard is to know the truth, meaning this higher level that he's teaching at, but respect.
Right.
In other words, don't deny that the planet is burning up and be concerned about it and do
And
something.
act.
If you're
Right.
so inspired to do something about it, but also know the people that are purveying this
That's
are just as Hitler was. That's a very hard one for me too.
Mm-hmm.
An innocent child of God.
Yes, right.
In God's eyes as well.
Absolutely.
So that's knowing the truth, but respecting the illusion.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Asking the teacher of forgiveness to teach you how to forgive, even people who you have total difficulty seeing as guiltless. You know, and really, it's like an acknowledgement that whatever has life created by love, by God, and the way it was created was guiltless, no sin. What God created has no sin. God did not create creatures in sin. God did not create beings that can be sinful, that are guilty. That's not the way, that's just the reality. What God created was created in sinlessness, perfection, only love, period. And that cannot change. Okay? That is reality. And that's how reality was created, and that's how everything remains. Now, because we have the power of free will, we can create a dream. We can create a dream, which we have done, where sin and guilt and death and murder and loss is real. And that's what we have done. But despite that, the truth still remains true. And so that's what Matt's saying. It's like that we're here, we're supposed to acknowledge reality, you know, but still act in a loving way. Okay? How do you love in a loveless place? How do you release from guilt in a place that has been built upon the belief in sin and has been taking it out? That is the question. And apparently there is a way to still release guilt in a guilty place. So that's what we're learning how to do. And thank God we don't have to know how to do it. That's one of the miracles of A Course in Miracles. It's not saying you have to know how to do it. It's just willing. Are you willing to align your thinking with reality, with the loving reality, the guiltless, sinless reality? And once you do that, I'm willing to align with that, then it happens through you. Miracles happen through you. Miracles of love in a loveless place happen through you. Okay. Yes.
So you kind of talked about, can you differentiate, because this is how my mind works, person and then there's the behavior.
Yes, exactly.
So can you say,
Yes.
I can see this person as a child of God, I can see this as love and light, but their behavior right now,
Yes.
isn't that the same as you're kind of saying the call for love?
Absolutely. Yes, that's right.
So you can say, I look at your behavior, you must be mistaken, call for love.
Mm-hmm.
I can try to see through that into.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So this also reminds me a lot of, in your either Wednesday or Monday class, you were even very humbly saying, I've been catching myself saying planet hell.
Yeah.
And then Kwana makes
Yes,
comment,
that was last Monday. Yeah.
planet call for love.
Yes, planet call for love.
The difference between calling it planet
Exactly.
hell and
Yes.
planet call for love.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. So forgiveness is allowing your perception to go past human beings' behavior. Exactly. That's what forgiveness does. That's what forgiveness is. Forgiveness is like having what's the X-ray vision. Forgiveness is like X-ray vision. I'm going to look past what they did. I'm going to look past their behaviors that are like, to burn up. I'm going to allow my vision to go past their behavior to the child of God in them that really is innocent and still as innocent and lovable and loving as they were created by God, who just forgot who they are. Whoever it is that runs the planet, who is allowing the planet to be used up and destroyed for greed. Those souls are people, are beings who were, as children, were used and abused for purposes of greed or specialness. Okay? They are souls who did not receive love from those around them, and so now they do not give love. They did not receive love, and so they do not give love in a loveless place. They give greed, they give possession, attack.
So you're saying at the beginning of the class that when we join together in this healing circle with the purpose of answering all calls for love, that we could actually be, and that's empowerment?
Yep.
And getting them to change their minds?
Yes, that's exactly.
That's a really powerful thought.
Yes.
You're sitting there actually feeling that that's happening, that feels great. Like, who needs to go be ambitious when that isn't like what better to do than do that?
Exactly.
That's going to help
That's right.
in that deeper way.
Exactly. And thank you for saying that, because that is true. What we have to do is align our consciousness with reality, which is what? Guiltlessness. What is reality? Reality is love. What's love? Guiltlessness, innocence. All we have to do is align our consciousness. That is reality. That is so. That's all we have to do, because we don't have to be like, well, what about them? And what about them? And what about them? And what about them? You know, you could do that with them if you wanted to, but just remembering the truth of guiltlessness, that is reality. That is the truth for everybody, for all living beings. That allows that idea, that truth, to go to extend out into the loveless place with love, healing those minds. And so those minds who are like, I'm going to use the planet for my own greed because I can. All of a sudden, now they have something that comes into their mind where they're like, you know, maybe we're all connected. Maybe, I notice it feels better to give instead of take. And then they're like, I wonder how that happened. That's because we join in that idea.
Wow.
And then one of those global elites, one of the cabal, sitting in their high towers, plotting the demise of the planet. All of a sudden, they have a revelation. They have something cross their mind that they never thought of before. And they go, whoa, I'm on this planet too, and so are my children and grandchildren. I think I'm going to now invest in green energy instead of the petroleum companies. Now, where did they get that idea? How did that idea cross their mind? Where did that revelation come from? From us. From us. And so we don't have to know them personally. We don't have to apply it personally to them. Isn't that wonderful? That's so great, because I don't, when you talk about like, you got to like forgive them and forgive them and forgive them, that's overwhelming. Okay. But we can join right now in remembering the truth together. What truth? Guiltlessness. The essential reality of all that lives as guiltless. That is, we can at least agree to that, even if we don't personally like believe it or see it for you know who. Okay, so thank you for saying that. Okay, all right, how you guys doing on Facebook? Awesome. Jonah says, perfect vision, void of physical sight. Beautiful. All right. Okay. All right, how we doing? Wow, it's 8:15. Wow, that went really fast. Okay, time warp. All right, I'm going to finish this paragraph, and then we are going to do our integration meditation. Okay. Is that just me, or did that go really fast? That's weird. Okay. Yeah, that was, okay. All right. So then it says their guiltlessness, their innocence is your healing. What kind of healing do you need? Give some guiltlessness. See some guiltlessness. That's where your healing comes from. In other words, grant to them their guiltlessness, and then you will see the truth of what you will have acknowledged. Okay? You want to see the truth of guiltlessness. You want to feel innocent again. You want to feel innocent, like when you were a child again. No more burdened by guilt and shame. If you want to be released from that burden, that darkness, that muck of guilt and shame, grant it to them, and you will see the truth of what you've acknowledged. Yet truth is offered first to be received, even as God gave it first to us. The first in time means nothing, but the first in eternity is God the Father, who is both first and one. Beyond the first there is no other, for there is no order, no second or third, and nothing but the first. All right, so in other words, you want to have something, give it. So the Course in Miracles says, the only thing missing from any situation is what you haven't given. So you want to ask yourself, whenever you're upset, what is it that I think that I'm missing? What do I feel deprived of? What is it that I feel deprived of that I'm so upset about? Every upset is you feeling like you've been deprived of something by somebody else. You know, I would be happy if they hadn't done that. And I would be happy if they hadn't left me. And I would have been happy if they hadn't said that. And I would have been happy if they hadn't taken that. All upset, all grievance is the perception that you've been deprived of something that you want and don't have. Okay? Now, the Course in Miracles says the only thing that you would be lacking in any situation is what you haven't given. So you think you don't have enough love, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough love, I don't have enough specialness. Whatever it is, the Course in Miracles says, you don't have it, not because somebody took it from you, but because you ain't given it. You tried to deprive somebody else of it. You saw them as without love. You saw them as without innocence. You saw them as without worth. And now you feel like you don't have enough love or time or money or worth. Now you're feeling inadequate. So the Course in Miracles says, remember that having and being are one. And if you feel like you don't have enough of something, then remember that to have it is to give it. And if you don't have it, it's because you ain't given it or you tried to deprive someone else of it. So going out there and trying to change the world or changing them to get back what someone took from you, just do something different and go, okay, I don't feel like I have enough money. Go give money. I don't feel like I have enough love. Go give love. I don't have enough time. Go give some time. Whatever it is, I don't feel inspired. Go be inspiring. Go give it. Okay? And because the giving comes first in time. And the only thing that you will experience yourself having and being is what you are giving to others. Do you want to feel innocent again? Do you want to feel released from shame and guilt from the past? Then give release from guilt. Do you want some more love? Do you need some more love? Go give some love. Go be loving. Go love in a loveless place. Okay? How does love come into a loveless place? Through you. You are the one. You know, by you giving it. How is peace possible in the world? It comes through you. How is peace possible in this world? It's possible because you let it come through you. You give it. How is love possible in a loveless place? Because you chose to be loving, which means you chose to release others from guilt. Love releases from guilt. Love says, you're innocent. It's just a mistake. Don't feel bad. You're not a person. You just made a mistake. It's okay. It's all right. You still deserve love. That's what love does. It releases from guilt. It releases from shame. That's what love does. You know, why? Because the only problem is shame. The only problem is the belief in sin. The only problem is guilt. Because if you knew you're innocent, you'd accept the love that is reality that surrounds you. Guilt is the only thing that makes us believe we don't deserve the love that is all around us. If you didn't feel guilty, you would know that love was all around you all the time. You would know that all love, all abundance, all peace is all there all the time. Because that's reality. That's reality. Only guilt and shame makes you go, I don't deserve it. And makes you see it. Not see the love that's there. Not see the abundance that's there. So guilt is the one problem. And release from guilt is the one answer. All right. Okay, wow. Well, there you have it. Jonas says, I think most everyone on this planet needs this lesson on a daily. Jonas. Yes. And you guys watching on Facebook, if you think more people could benefit from this, then share this class on your feed, your Facebook feed. And go to my YouTube channel, and you'll find a year's worth of classes and Course in Miracles meditations and Course in Miracles readings. Go to my YouTube channel and hit subscribe so that very soon I can do YouTube Live instead of Facebook Live. All right, so that makes it more accessible to people. All right, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate your feedback and your sharing and all of that. Thank you so much. All right, questions or comments while we do our love offering? Thank you so much. We're going to do our financial appreciation offering. And if you guys to make a financial expression of appreciation to my Miracles Ministry, then you can go to my website, annakujawa.com, and go to the services we offer page, and you'll see a PayPal button there. And thank you for all you guys who have shared and supported this ministry. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You are helping this to grow and expand across the world. So thank you for that. Awesome. All right. Any quick questions or comments before we close up and do our integration meditation? Something you heard today that's helpful. Something you heard today that's helpful. What did you hear that you want to remember?
That you just have to be willing.
You just have to be willing. Just have to be willing. Thank you, Terry. Yes. It's a little bit of willingness. Anything else you want to share or ask?
I like how we heard that we can affect the other people who are running the planet by sending our willingness to see their guiltlessness and
Yes.
perhaps affect positive change on the behavioral level,
Beautiful.
on their behavioral level,
Yes, exactly.
as well as our own.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do the integration meditation where we take just a couple of minutes and we use the ideas so that we're not just hearing the ideas, we're doing something very radical and using them. This is a course in practical application, not just theoretical speculation. All right, so I just want you to close your eyes and take a breath. Just breathe and just feel these ideas. How did these ideas feel in your mind, in your heart, in your emotional body? How do these ideas feel, and how does it feel to hear these ideas in a circle of beings and souls who also want healing, that they might extend healing to the planet, a planet in need of healing. The Course in Miracles says that when you hear the voice for love within you, when you hear the voice of your higher self, what you're going to hear is, are you ready yet to help me save the world? Or is there something else you still need to do? Something more important? Are you ready yet to help me save the world? Look around the world and see the suffering there Is not your heart ready? Is not your heart willing to bring relief to the suffering children? Children of love. And all you need to do is say, I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm willing to take my place among the healers of the world. I don't know what to do. I really don't. I'm in healing myself, but I'm willing. I'm willing. Healer of the world. Take my place among the healers of the world, the healers of earth. Beautiful. And what we heard is that our function as healers of the earth, function is to release others and ourselves from guilt. It's called forgiveness. It's called correct perception. Learning how to release the suffering souls from the guilt and the shame that they are suffering from. Our function as healers of the earth and all earth children, all the creatures of earth and all the creations, everything that has life, our function is to release them all from guilt, from shame, from the belief in sin. And we don't have to know them. We're not forgiving them for what they did. We're releasing them from guilt for what they have come to believe they are, which is guilty. And so let's just go ahead and remember it for all souls, for all things and beings that live. Whatever has life, let's go ahead and extend that truth, that love to all that has life. And let us remember for them. Let us extend the love that says, there is no sin. There is no sin. Mistakes, yes, but no sin. And let's just say to all that has life, we release you from the belief in sin. We release you from guilt. To all life, you remain exactly as love created you, guiltless, sinless, innocent. All life, we say to you, you are innocent. There is no guilt. There is no sin. You remain exactly as love created you. And see if you can allow your forgiveness to cover all living creatures, all living souls. See if you can extend your forgiveness to cover everyone and everything, without exception. I extend my forgiveness to everyone and everything, everywhere. No exception, no conditions. There is no sin. Only love is real. This is us taking our part fulfilling our function as healers of the world. Let us remember to do this as a matter of practice, as often as we can remember to do it, because this is how it happens. And this is how we accept our own healing that we do need. And to that we say, amen. Awesome. So when you're ready, bring your awareness back to the room. Good job, guys. Good job fulfilling your function as healers of the world. Good job. You can feel good about what you did in this class today. You can feel good about that. Absolutely. What you did was good. That is what this world needs. And you did it. So feel good about that. I appreciate you guys so much. Please share this on your news feed, and don't forget to go to my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time I see you.